everybody, so we have a fun review today as we're discussing Night Swim. Happy New Year, everybody. It's 2024, and what a better way to kick off the year in similar fashion than what I did last year in 2023 with Megan. That's going to see a brand new Blumhouse Atomic Monster production. When a family moves into their new home, soon they discover dark secrets within its past, unleashing a malevolent force that will drag the family into the depths of inescapable terror. As many people know by now, January as a month usually is a dumping ground for studios. They're not going to put out their best movies in January. Usually, it's movies that they don't have a lot of faith in. Although in recent years, there have been a few outliers that have come out early on in the year that have actually been pretty solid, but more or less, usually January has some of the worst movies of the year. Being a horror fan, a haunted swimming pool as a concept was never one that I was ever anticipating to see on film, but I can't deny the fact that I was intrigued by the concept and wanted to see if they could pull that off successfully. Night Swim does get some points for trying out a concept that you wouldn't ever expect. At times, the premise is mildly intriguing when it's laying the groundwork for why this family chooses to move into this house, with Wyatt Russell's character using the pool to rehabilitate his injuries from being a baseball player. And the main concern I think a lot of people are going into with Night Swim, it just never attempts to really try and get under your skin or scare you. The concept by and large is a double-edged sword. Conceptually, it limits yourself idea-wise, centering your horror film inside of a pool and creating tension within that pool, since for me at least, I don't think pools are particularly scary. Of course, everybody has different fears, but by and large, I don't think most people find pools scary. And the attempts to try and craft scares within the pool just usually aren't that effective. Flickering lights, hands grabbing people. But the main issue here is the moment you get out of that pool, all of that tension is gone. If you're not literally inside of the pool, there is no threat to your life whatsoever. If you don't go in that pool, you're 100% fine. Like a lot of recent horror films, like Smile for example, Night Swim initially started off as a short film, and in execution you can really feel them struggling to try and extend the short film into a feature-length film idea. Desperately, it struggles to create as many reasons as possible to get these characters near this pool. From the dad using it for his rehab, the daughter joining a swim club that we never see by the way, but she joins a swim club, and just inviting people over for a big pool party. I've never seen a family so forcibly into having a swimming pool. I have a swimming pool. I do not care that much about being in it 24/7. Despite some of Night Swim's shortcomings, one of those aspects I don't think is that bad is the actual direction itself. The film is fairly well shot. Bryce McGuire, I think, has some talent behind the lens, just in how certain sequences are crafted with these several underwater shots and the usage of perspective to add surrealism when these characters are sinking deeper and deeper into the pool. With a better script and concept, I absolutely think he could flourish in the horror genre just because his direction is so good. But like I said, the script itself is one of the weakest elements to Night Swim. There are a whole lot of unintentional laughs from the bad dialogue choices, and I wouldn't even say it's the actors' fault. Wyatt Russell and Kerry Condon both are exceptional actors. They're trying their best with the material that's given to them, but the material given to them is not great. It gets real messy the deeper this movie goes into explaining things like the lore. At a certain point, the movie just inevitably devolves into your usual horror trope, researching the history behind this cursed pool. The explanation behind why this swimming pool is cursed, I get it, it's a cursed swimming pool, I have to have some level of disbelief, but the idea behind why it's cursed, it's just kind of absurd. That's not even factoring in the weird magical qualities the water of this pool seems to have on Wyatt Russell, and explains why he's so enveloped in it. Best type of comparisons I could make to other horror films in the genre, picture Stephen King's Christine, but instead of a car, it's a pool. Especially when you get into that third act where Wyatt Russell basically turns into a cartoon villain. I quite like Wyatt Russell. If you've been following the channel, I've been covering Monarch Legacy of Monsters where he stars on it. He's exceptional on that show. This third act, however, did kind of disappoint me. Sadly, not much about Night Swim will leave any lasting impression. Though the direction is quite solid, it can't overcome its premise just lacking all tension and scares to appease anyone that's looking to be frightened by a haunted haunted swimming pool. I get it's an extremely hard idea to sell. We've seen much more ludicrous things in the horror genre work effectively, and this unfortunately is just an example where I just don't think everything came together well by the end. But it's Blumhouse. It was definitely cheap. Most of the movie was set within the house and a pool, so it couldn't have been that expensive, and it'll make its budget back 2-3 times full just because that's just the Blumhouse model. If you do get a chance to see Night Swim, make sure you share your thoughts down below. How did you feel about the film? Did you like the film? Did you not like the film? Did this kick off January for you in the right fashion? Or are you hoping there's going to be a lot better movies along the way? Either way, show your thoughts down below because part of the fun is to have that conversation with you guys in the comment section. Thank you guys, as always, for checking out videos. I always do appreciate it. Make sure to like on the video and also subscribe to the channel to update reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more. But next time, I'll see you guys later.